Hello. Hey, morning, Rob. No matter how early I get up, why do I always feel like I'm late? I know I'm not late to the market open, but I just always feel like I'm rushing. All right, so Nasdaq gapping down about 1% today. We kind of took it on the chin yesterday. Hey, what's up, Ted? Good morning. Looks like BW inside of the stocks room posted something from Zero Hedge saying that the big shorts Michael Berry targets Tesla in a series of tweets. Interesting to see what that looks like. Although I don't necessarily, obviously, we know about that one good trade, but getting excited to buy some TQQQ at a discount. Yeah, buddy. Just wonder when that's going to happen, though. Not sure if today's that day. Let's see a series of tweets. Bloomberg data. 2.3 trillion sales, 100 billion EBIT, 107 market cap, Tesla 25 billion sales, no EBIT. Yeah, we know that. Okay, bubbles. Okay. Financial Times show the sales of regulatory credits was necessary for profitability. We discussed that actually. Better Day largely failed to impress the Tesla stock is off 25% from its highs. Tesla has mangled short sellers, but have gotten its way over the last 18 months. Okay, well, reasonable tweets. Reasonable tweets. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, California to ban new gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Um, they may be like 10 years too late. I think most everyone else is saying we're going all electric in the middle of this decade. So that may be much ado about nothing from California from the 2035 standpoint. I mean, Elon's got everyone running electric because they're just better cars and they can see the writing on the wall, so they're actually doing something, which is amazing that they're actually number one listening to anyone, but that's because they're getting their asses handed to them, which is good though. Ted, you gonna buy an electric semi truck whenever they come out to the market, whenever the hell that's gonna be? I heard a story saying that their charging isn't going to be as cheap as Elon said. I guess we'll see when they're actually out. They're obviously not quite out yet. No electric semi? Dude, the torque on those things would be crazy. Be able to mob up those hills. All right, market's opening. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I think you heard that. I didn't hear it. It's in my headphones, but you heard it. I don't have my headphones on. All right, so what do we got? Not a lot. Not a lot today. A little bit green, but mostly red by a long shot. Nikola 15. Silver has been getting his ass handed to it lately. Wow. Silver down in the dumps. Maybe a pullback opportunity. It's so weird. Look at the volume on this three times ETF. It's just evaporated. I don't know. That's 117%, 182% back to the highs. Bam. Wow. That is a lot. GLD down too. Ted had gold. Had gold or has gold? Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. Very big volume on these particular declines. This one had a lot of looks like some bottoming wick action happening a couple days ago. Oh, that's on the 1 minute. That's horrible. Right here. Okay, ton of volume there, obviously. And then a ton of volume there. Huh. Kind of a low rise after that. Interesting. Someone, yeah, some weird, very strange action in gold and silver, but that man, if you like silver and you think this is a pullback buy, this is like a gift right here. If you get this from 90 back up to 2 freaking 50, holy crap, that is ridiculous. What's up, Ellie? Any options? No, no options. Okay. Even SLV's got to have a big, huge drop too. From 27 to 20 is pretty big, 37%. Tesla at 200, hits the 200 day. Yeah, you would argue that's going to be a pretty good trade if it gets down there. Gets down to 200, that would break all of our trend lines here. Which you can't say super unexpected the way it's been behaving, but again, still no insane major topping signals. I mean, 200 would be an amazing. Well, oh, let's look at the chart actually. Let's go to the weekly. Market 0.63% right now. It's bouncing back since that open. So yeah, we've got a lot of work here that it could do. What's with that's what happened with Tesla? Would you pick that instead of TQQQ? What do you mean that's what happened with Tesla? Oh, I would pick TQQQ and Tesla. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not necessarily one over the other. I mean, the TQ trade's been amazing. The Tesla trade's been amazing. I can't argue either of them. I mean, although you have to understand this action right here is not normal, very, very abnormal. But I mean, transformative business. Just once, like maybe twice in a life. Everyone likes to say once in a lifetime or once in whatever. I'm like, yeah, probably twice in a lifetime business. Microsoft. I don't know. We had Microsoft. Amazon's pretty transformative. Tesla's really maybe 2 or 3 times in a lifetime. Handful in a lifetime. 25% Tesla, 25 TQQQ. Can't argue that. You still have a lot of portfolio left. I mean, I can't argue that. The funny thing about Tesla, I mean, if you're looking at all this, looking at all the information coming out there, you're looking at battery day, if you look at it, how long is it going to take them to do stuff and what their valuation is today? The hard question to answer is, are they going to go through another sideways cycle like they did after that run in 2013 here? Are they going to do another one of these? So it's interesting. It's interesting. That's a great question, Ted. We were actually loosely having that conversation a while back. What would be the next transformative industry? I was thinking about that. I'm like, what would that be? Because I mean, that would be huge to be able to kind of learn about them early on. The problem is you'd have to hold for about 10 years. You'd have to hold for very long periods of time to see those really, really massive gains. And I think but I mean, it'd be good to watch them. Definitely have them on a watch list. And there have been a few that have been really transformative. Intuitive Surgical, ISRG, has been hugely transformative. 2003, it was at $3. Now it's up at $600. So that's a 200x trade, essentially, in ISRG. So I mean, it's hard to say exactly what it is. I mean, but it's electric cars is going to be it. 5G, I don't know, man. We have a 5G list. 5G's been just not amazing, I guess. What is this one? That's dumb. Get rid of that one. Yeah, I don't know. It's so difficult to pick the winners. It's so like here's Nvidia, 2000, 2002, $2 to $488. I don't know. I mean, make a list. Space Odyssey, SPCE. I mean, dude. Space is gonna have its time. Don't get it wrong. Unfortunately, I mean, SpaceX is the one. SpaceX If you want to talk about the one that got away, it's going to be SpaceX because they're not publicly traded. He gave you Tesla, he kept SpaceX. Not from a monetary reason though, because no publicly traded company is going to let him blow up, 67 rockets. All the shareholders are going to get their panties up in a bunch. Be like, you're blowing up rockets. He's like, we have to blow up rockets. He's like, we're blowing up rockets. Stop blowing up rockets. He's gonna be like, dude, we have to blow up rockets. Stop blowing up rockets. It's just funny. Shareholders are a bunch of whiny bitches. I just gotta say. In reality, most shareholders have no idea what the hell's happening. And all these activist investors, most of them just want their quick 50 to 100% in a year or two and then bounce. So it's not like they give a shit about long-term value. If you look at all the companies that have actually produced long-term value, it's behind it's behind the vision of a leader that implements a longish term plan because you never quite know what the future is going to hold. Steve Jobs, Musk, Gates, Bezos, obviously. ISRG's I think they've had a visionary guy in there. It's just not super vocal. I don't think he's like a billionaire though. I don't know how that one worked out, but a Musk ETF. Well, it'd just be Tesla right now. That one would be pretty easy. Yeah, they are trying to do some secondary market stuff for SpaceX, but I still think you have to be like an accredited investor to get involved, which sucks. AMD is still up 1%. Yeah, to really, yeah, transformative businesses, man. They're really the way to go. There's so many though. There's so many. The question is like, what's going to be as transformative as a Tesla or an Intuitive Surgical? I knew about ISRG way back in the day. Dude, back in like 2005, I was reading articles about how they're the only one in the robot space and they were like leading the market. And I never just held ISRG. I've known about them forever. Yeah, in the middle of that bull run right there, you got $17. You know, I'd be up 3,400% if I held anything from that time frame. So it's really it's really interesting because you would really have to have like 10 to 20 positions and just never sell any of them, which is a good and a horrible thing all at the same time. 3,400% is fantastic. Even from 2005, I haven't done that. I haven't done that at all. So, yeah, volume decline. Yeah, everyone knows about Apple too. Everyone knows about Apple too. Same volume declines because no one sells their shares. That's why the shares just don't get sold. This is even after stock splits. If I were to show stock splits on this chart, I think there's an events thing. What's Apple 3.0? I haven't heard about that one. Custom price interval. No idea what that is. Man, 23 cents all the way back in. Crazy. Absolutely crazy for Apple. But everyone knew about Apple. The ones that go on to win are the ones that you know about. Oh, Solo? Yeah, well, that's obvious. Solo is obvious. Um, Three powered vehicles for mice is going to take over the world. That's just seems pretty obvious. Yeah. So that Tesla was super innovative early on too. There's nothing really about Tesla. They just weren't moving, you know? They just didn't move for a long period of time. But yeah, it's probably good to have like an innovators ETF or something. That would be good. That would be something good to have. Some some type of an innovators ETF. And I'd love to run that business. Imagine how fun that would be to just be managing um, managing money and then learning about just these amazing businesses. I think that would be That would be awesome. That'd be amazing. We'd make so much damn money. It's ridiculous. And we'd have an ETF that was doing like 8 billion% a year as well. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, we could try to make a list of innovative companies. So throw them out there, guys. Throw them in chat. Just super innovative companies, brand new businesses doing amazing things as Tesla dies slowly. Slow down. Is it Thursday or Friday? I don't know. It's Thursday. Okay. Today, Thursday. I mean, so we still have all the usual suspects too. All the usual suspects are still innovative. You've got Amazon. They're still super innovative. You've got Tesla, ISRG still. I don't know any sector, Ellie. Any, it's the stock market, man. Any sector, any and all. That's what's so hard to. That's why it's so hard to like make super good. Well, it's the whole business. You obviously can't separate the two, but they're still a leader in their industry. They're still innovative. They can't be as innovative because they've already innovated. But can I Google it? Too tired to think. Yeah, I mean AMD seems like a no-brainer right now, taking over Intel's spot. Yeah, AI, but what company? Is that a company? Is AI a company? Oh, it is. Is that what you mean? Arlingen? What the hell is that? Arlington Asset Investment. I'm not. Yeah, pretty sure you don't mean that one. I mean, artificial intelligence is innovative, but who's in that space that's actually innovating? Most of them are the big names. They're just the big names: Facebook, Google, all that stuff. That's how I run my life, Ellie. I mean, so Net's pretty innovative. Cloudflare, it's not new technology. It's been around for a decade or so, but oh, maybe it's hitting its growth phase. Could be Net. Um, Roku, probably not so much. EXPI, they're doing cloud-based brokerages for retailers or real estate agents. Maybe loosely innovative, just innovative enough to change an industry. Really good numbers. I mean, Netflix is not so innovative anymore. Disney not so innovative. Like, I guess I'll Google. I did this a while back. Actually, I did like top innovative companies of whatever time frame. Top innovative companies 2020. You know, it's funny. I didn't see Tesla on that list. I'm like, if you don't have Tesla on the list, that's a pretty shitty list. Unless you're like limiting by market cap or something. And a lot of these are private too. Top 50: Snap, Microsoft, Tesla, Big Hit, HackerOne, White Claw, Shopify, Canva, Roblox. Are they they're not publicly traded. They're in $100 million last year. Doesn't seem like a lot. Nice. Yeah, see, it's not public though. All right, most innovative public companies. All right, let's see what the Google Sphere gives us. Snap, Microsoft, and Tesla. Is it really Snap though? Is Snap really that innovative? Are they transformative in that? For meeting the social agenda. Like what does that mean? I don't know what that means. How are they the most innovative business? Luckin Coffee. For innovative accounting, Luckin Coffee. That's lovely. Why is Snap the world's most innovative company? I just asked the question. Is this a website where you ask a question and get an answer? That's innovative. That is innovative. Snap lost 5 million daily users over the course of that year. Wow. All right, I don't want to read. That's boring. It's too early to read. All right, Nasdaq turning up from here. That's actually not bad. Tesla up. Question is how I mean if you want to buy Tesla, oh, just level in. Start leveling in, see if it works out. Our green's about tripled on our screen, which is good. Nikola, super innovative in CEO fraud. It should be the Nasdaq screen now too. Yeah, I guess if you want to load some TQQQ, you can. Not too mad at that. Although, I don't know, I'm still waiting. Huh. Um, AMD up 2% now. If you want to get some AMD, that's not a bad spot for some AMD. Morning, RP. AMZ's got some good volume this morning. Tesla right on a trend line, bouncing a little bit, and AMD's looking really good. What's the AMD trade up here? 20%. Getting back up to 93. Look at that. My whole screen is filled with green. Before there was like 8 green stocks. Now there's more than 8. I don't know how many numbers that is. Check out Global Watches for a bit. EMP strike. Um, it would decimate everything. GNC is gone. Wow, straight up gone. OGRMF. If I remember, that was a MJ name, right? Gone. Peace out. All right, Ruger. Everyone go buy some guns. Everyone go buy some guns. Obama's coming for your guns again. I'm telling you, it's happening. So go buy some guns, make the Ruger stock price go up. Thanks, Obama. It's my fit. That's like one of my favorite things. It's pretty good. I don't mind nibbling some TQs here. Maybe if we fail to drop out, I'll play a little bit. I'll play along a little bit. I don't want to get I don't want to get pummeled though. I'm pretty good at staying out of it. My mama's coming for my guns. Well, I can't, dude. You can't do anything against that power. Mama power, dude. Mama power. You can't do anything against mama power. AMD Ted. Um, Ted, do you have a gun rack in the back of your semi truck? You probably can't do that though, because probably different states have different laws and shit. Do you should be able to carry a gun? You got to have a gun in your semi, right, Ted? There's no laws against that. That just makes sense. If I was driving a semi, I'd have a couple guns. I'd have one in the back, one in the front. There's no laws against that. AMD looks really good though. Um, and in terms of a stop, it's pretty close. See, the hard part here is there's kind of like a little declining channel going on, basically right here. So your stop loss is kind of slowly moving lower, just a little bit, ever so often. Oh, that was our Pete. Oh, sorry, you guys' icons are so similar. They have our Pete is like a lighter orange, and Ted is like a dark orange. So sorry, I didn't see the difference there. Um, yeah, I mean it. This is a tough one to put like a definitive stop because you're under the 50 days, so you can't use that as any kind of a metric. Your 200's way down here, which is way too far. Um, I would probably just I would maybe just nibble at it because it hasn't hit really any thresholds at all. So, oh, GNCIQ, yeah, because of the bankruptcy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Thanks, Rob. It is illegal? Hey, seriously? That's bullshit. Yeah, there you go, Ted. We won't tell anyone. I guess that's why the doors on semis are really high, so people can't get in because you can't have a gun. All right, EXPI Soxel. Yeah, I go back to AMD for a second. I mean, if you really do like AMD, um, I would say I would say if you do like AMD, I mean, we could be in this type of a situation where you just form another base of some kind. So just make sure it's big enough. Just make sure it's big. I'm sorry, make sure it's small enough so that you can handle some kind of a weird downside event. But that one kind of have to be like a manual stop of sorts. Like here buying lower was better. Here buying lower, like say here was not good because you ended up with like probably about maybe not quite 6 months of being in the negative. We could run into that here. Not saying we are going to, but it's a possibility. So just keep that in mind. But I mean, AMD's got a super bright future in the years to come. If you've got a year plus time horizon, I think there's no issue buying AMD. But if you're looking for like an immediate trade, it's a little bit early. I would probably wait until they try to break to the upside or form a really definitive bottoming something because we don't really have that right now. But it's looking pretty good. Ellie, there are no laws against lightsabers. Just saying. I'm just saying. Probably swords too. You can probably have swords. Swords are amazing. Although I don't think Ted would do so good with jumping out of his truck with a katana in his hand, slashing at his enemy. I'm not sure if his knees would handle it. I'm not even sure my knees would handle that these days. No, you don't. It's a butter knife. That's good. A butter knife penis joke. Solid today. Solid. That's a that's joke of the day. All right, so we're calming our asses down here. Now we're back down to flat. I never did pull a trigger, so that's good. Now we're back to 0.13. Blah. Let's go. Let's go check out our big boys. Apple. You bought a bunch of stuff? Maybe that'll be the trade of the year, Ellie. Maybe that'll be the trade of the year. I hope it is. So Apple kind of slowing its roll to the downside here, but it kind of looks like it's just consolidating. Amazon, not too bad. Yeah, good day the other day. Yesterday's selling volume was less than the prior day by a decent amount, and today is yet to be written. So Tesla a little bit lower. Although I should look for my next Tesla option to sell because I got one expiring tomorrow. It's only worth like $15 or something. Not even that, $12. So in theory, I could sell it today and take advantage of Thursday, Friday options premium for over the weekend. No knife in Canada? All right, I guess. Do you have one of those police batons then that you can just kind of whip out? Those things hurt, man. Those are crazy. What about what about vehicle mounted like 50 caliber guns? I'm not sure if those are illegal. I'm not sure if there's laws against those. We haven't talked about it. SPI today actually. It's up again today. Only 48%. This motherfucker yesterday, remember we looked at this one? We're paying more attention to everything Rob says. This stupid thing went up like 3,000% for a brief, but look at how nicely it traded. Look at how nicely this thing traded all the way up. Very clear buy point right here in the latter part of the, or I guess middle part of the morning at about $8. And you legitimately could have ridden this thing all the way up. It actually drew some pie method lines on it. I mean, you didn't have any major definitive sell signals other than just the trendline break itself, but from 8 to 38 in like 2 hours. I told you. I told you to buy it the day before. The day before I said buy it and then sell at 40. That's what I'm going to say that I said, okay? That's what I'm going to say that I said. A lot of news overnight there. What's the story with this one? EV fuel cell momentum stocks. Solar, they're preemptively buying solar companies thinking they're going to go EV. I think that's a pretty big leap to go from solar to EV. Hey man, Maybe just stay with it through the day. You never know. If it keeps looking good like SPI did, then maybe go for it. For a day trade, you're not holding this bitch overnight. That would be the definition of a day trade right there. Pretty good action overnight. We'll see how it plays out, see if it forms a base of some kind. Yeah. I don't know. We've seen enough of these now. I may as well at least pay attention to them. Some of these go on to have some crazy runs. We took a look at Kodak, and Kodak went nuts that day, if you remember. Absolutely bonkers. So don't just spit everyone out of this. Now we can't just pay attention to shit stocks. Less impressive. That first one was that SNW, SNMW, SUNW. That's the better one right there. Yeah, it goes parabola over the 8.5. Not too bad. All right, EXPI leading our board today 7.6% in a much larger base. Arguably a good thing. Soxel AMD 2.73. All right, market back to point 0.6. All right, maybe I will pull the trigger or two. I don't know. Start to lean in. I don't mind leaning in with some triple Qs. What is I gonna do here? So you've got about 15% for the NASDAQ getting back to the high. I don't know, man. I still think the election. So how about the TQs themselves? I think it's about 50% to all-time highs. That's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade at all. DXY and stocks mooning. Well, at the same time, silver and gold are taking a big shit. Don't ask me why. Maybe because everyone put on hold the big inflation or something. I don't know. That's you have to think DXY's value going down is obviously related to gold and silver going up. So maybe no more stimulus is why it's going down because we haven't the new stimulus bills are basically dead from my understanding. So no more money printing means no more reason to be bullish on or short, bearish on the DXY and on the gold and silver. Hey guys, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Maybe 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. All right, Nasdaq up 0.77. Triple Q's up a little bit more. You sold your Tesla this morning? Well, why don't you sell it earlier? If you were going to sell it, yeah, I think part of the it's interesting sometimes, like once you get to kind of know yourself as a trader, because you have to keep in mind this is something brand new that no one's ever done. Like what I mean by that is that you've never traded before, you know, so you don't know how you're going to handle some circumstances. So you know you're learning yourself. Um, Once you kind of learn yourself and learn about the market, you kind of deal how to reckon those two forces. And like, okay, look, if the market's gone up a super bunch, which crypto had, and now so has the stock market, and then things start topping out a little bit. You see huge moves, and then things start stagnating. You kind of have to say, okay, if it's going to go down, what do I do? Am I going to sell some, or am I not going to sell some? And that's just up to you. And that's the part. That's the hard part. People have to rectify. People think it's all about like some super definitive system, but it's. I've said it many times in the past. Every decision that we make is emotional. So you just kind of have to understand how your emotions are going to ebb and flow in certain situations, and how you can have positions when you'll be comfortable holding, and you know that's about it. So I mean, you can always buy Tesla back if you really want to, but I mean, I think Tesla right now has kind of a look. It just had a massive run, right? Went from 100 to 500. You know, so I'll give it some time. I mean, we could triangle out here. This could end up being a double bottom base. This could be almost anything. We don't know what it's going to be yet, so I don't feel too bad. Google bouncing off the 200-day a little bit. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of support down there at the 200-day. I always have a hard time buying Google. It's very difficult. Yeah, I just can't. It doesn't trade super well. It moves up, but just slower than I want it to. So I just kind of ignore it. We rarely look at Google here. Battery Day showed me the company culture is made for success. Dude, hell yeah, it is. They're built. They're built. Dude, they're a Tesla is the result of an engineering-led company versus normal CEO stuff. Did you see my battery? Did you see the battery day thing, Mahat? You were in there. Yeah, you were in there. Yeah, just the fact that they're able to rip their entire company apart, analyze everything, and then try to put it back together. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. I mean, they could have just stopped at cell design, but then they ended up redesigning everything. They're always in a constant state of innovation. And the good thing is that hopefully some other companies are going to follow suit. Hopefully. I don't know what that, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Well, I don't think it's that much of a gamble right now. I think it definitely delays their long-term success, but they'll be more successful longer term because of the delay. You just have to wait another 2 to 3 years. Tesla's kind of a game of hurry up and wait, which is a little bit annoying. Just a little bit annoying. You're like, I want everything right now. Why do I have to wait for you to physically actually do things in real life? Why can't they just happen? That's funny. It's like, I want everything immediately. Make it happen and do it now. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. All right, speaking of Tesla, let's look at the next option I'm going to sell for a very paltry sum of money. I don't know, it could be in a bouncing situation, so I may have to go back and sell that 475 again. Let's see what that looks. Oh yeah, I did open the stock shed application just to see what. If you ever worked in a big company, it take them years just to figure shit out. Yeah, Tesla's going to get to that stage too. See, this is I don't know about an issue with Tesla. My wife actually brought up an interesting point in regarding to taking like the whole vehicle and casting it in such a way. She's like, you're gonna have to rip 70% of the vehicle apart just to replace something if it gets bent. I'm like, yeah, maybe that may be the case. I don't know. So that's kind of an interesting thing. All right, so Tesla. Let me look at my two options. Yeah, see, if I go out to next week right here, this October 2nd. So the one I'm in right now, well, is way out of the money at the moment. But this option, the 475 is yeah, almost worth nothing. It's worth 11 bucks. So, if I go to next week, I wonder what that 475 is going to be. Only 200 bucks. I don't like that. That ain't very good. To get to 1,000 bucks, it's gonna be way too close. Yeah, right there. It's gonna have to be 410 to 415. I'm not sure if that's gonna hold into next week. Right there. See, that's not below any support or above any support. So there's the 10 day, there's the 50 day. We did bounce again off the 50 day for Tesla. AMD plus 3. There you go, buddy. Good volume. Let's see what the volume's like so far. Yeah, on the daily, it's not so fantastic. You're looking at 13.4 million versus 42 yesterday, so it's decent for what could be a bottoming day, but I'm not sure it's going to be a pocket pivot or anything. But it's got pretty good volume this morning, pretty good. Still within this wedge though. GBTC, is Bitcoin going up? Link got bouncy. Yeah, Bitcoin's up a little bit. Yeah, Link definitely got bouncy. Link had a reversal candle here late yesterday. Big one on the 2 hour chart. That's a big reversal candle. Unfortunately, it's pretty low volume on the rise, so I'm not so sure it's going to be what it needs to be. Soxel, look at that. Soxel, man. Holy crap. I need to go back and backtest what all of my options that I had back in the bottom of the pandemic would have turned out to be today. Forecast in the crypto markets. Um, so everything's set up for lower at the moment, and we have a potential target around 74 if everything comes to fruition. There's a head and shoulders pattern up here that if everything, you're looking at about 73, 74 if that neckline breaks and we start to see a much lower market. So, but it's just all it's all predicated based on if you break that or not. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, there's some saving graces to this for the bull side, but this is the pattern that's on the chart right now. The only other good thing is this green trend line is holding us up from this, from the entire bear market into where we are today, whatever you want to call this kind of a market. But Bitcoin's also in a correction at the moment, so I'm not really jumping on board the BTC train right now. The only One of the only saving graces is that the selling pressure is losing momentum, but that can increase if we break this trend line. So, I mean, I'm on the fence either way. I've been pretty bearish the past couple of weeks. Obviously, especially since the drop, it hasn't looked very good. So right now we just have to see if we're going to drop or not, and then that may give us some more directionality. But right now, not a whole lot to do. We do have alerts up there though, so bullish alerts as always. I see what global watch list is up to. Not much. Looks like I have a few on my action wheel that is not on the global. Add that to global. I don't think Soxel's on there either. Add that to the global watch list. Yeah, so not that much looking super bullish today. Looks like the Nasdaq is hanging out kind of range bound, which would be great. I mean, the fact that if we're not falling off a cliff, that's a good thing. What am I talking about? I just said like 8 things since I saw your last comment. First decent day in the last few weeks. You think so? I don't know about that. We've had a couple of decent days. I would say this is on par with some of those other decent days. I mean, Amazon 2 days ago was up 3 days ago was up like 6%. Yeah, 2 days ago was up like 6%. We've had some pretty decent days, but we're still below the 50-day on Amazon. A lot of our, you know, look, I mean, the best case scenario, I don't know about the best case scenario, but a scenario would be for us just to chop around for a while. You have this pop and maybe that pop and maybe that pop, but not a huge general market rally. That appears to be what we're starting to get into. Just starting it. It's not There's not a lot of confidence behind it yet. Oh, I exited that a while ago. Yeah, exited that a while ago. Feeling confident today, seems. How's your Tesla trade? If we're gonna start pointing fingers. We all make good trades and bad trades, Ellie. Hey man, I you killed it on AMD, man. So hey man, we all take a bunch that work. We all take a bunch that don't, right? So it's all good. All good in the hood. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like the general market, I'm just kind of hanging out. You want it all? Well, go get it all, dude. AMD's great. I mean, AMD's AMD's one of the good ones, man. It really is. They're eating Intel. I wish their graphics would be a little bit more on point. If they had that one-two punch, which I guess they kind of had for a while. They announced, are they good graphics or are they just new graphics? Supply Huawei. AMD gets U.S. approval to supply Huawei with what? Oh, the chips maybe. Peter and Jaron sees unusual options activity in AMD. Nasdaq 0.25% now. So yeah, AMD is good, man. I can't argue with AMD right now. They're taking over the world. All right, Amazon coming down. How's Donkey Kong doing? Oh, I said I was going to call him DraftKings, no longer Donkey Kong. All right, so a bunch of institutions got their fill up here. Volume been declining for the past 4 or 5 days, it looks like. So maybe some bottom buying opportunities. You see that today a little bit with a little bit of bouncing. We'll see what happens in the future, but it's all it was this morning back down towards the breakout. That could be the retest. We'll see. Yeah, not too bad, not too great. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with Tesla. I don't know if I feel comfortable putting on. I guess we'll see how the day closes out. I mean, maybe I'll make a decision towards the end of the day today on how that's gonna. I'd like to get that $1,000. If I can get like $1,000 a week out of Tesla, that's a pretty it's a pretty good annual return. That's pretty good. So see if I can make that happen. I think that'd be good. But you can see here this thing can get frothy in a week. Really frothy in a week. But hopefully it's going to start calming down a little bit. And that would be good. I think a calm Tesla would be a very, very good Tesla. Very, very good Tesla. I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns? Markets at 0.25%. Calm Tesla would be a dead Tesla? Well, calm stock. Yeah, the company can't be calm. Musk is going to have everyone take a day off day. All right, guys. Take it easy. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.